Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. We'd just like to start off by saying today is our second anniversary. We have been in business for 2 years now, and we've been meaning to do this for a little while to do another Q&A. We did one on Reddit before businesses that are pro 2A started having problems there. To keep it short, basically Reddit started targeting vendors, manufacturers, distributors who were posting their product and trying to reach out to customers via Reddit. It's no big secret that a lot of social media platforms are not very 2A friendly, but that's just the nature of the beast. And as you notice, we, among many of our peers, gun tubers, manufacturers, distributors, they are spread across a wide variety of social media platforms. So for us, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We were on Reddit, Truth Social, Twitter/X, Blue Sky. So the social media presence is spread wide to cast a wide net and hopefully avoid some of these anti-2A policies that you sometimes just get caught up in. And if you search Instagram or YouTube, you'll find gun tubers sometimes complain about it when they're doing their lives about what content they can show and what they can't show. But let's get into this QA. A lot of questions were asked, and so we've narrowed it down to a list. A lot of them are repeats. Some of them are the same questions we've answered before, and we'll just answer them again. But the very first one is, do you make your own slides? And the answer is yes, we do. We mill our own slides from 17-4 stainless steel. So we get bar stock in, solid steel, and mill it down in our CNC machine. From there, they're cleaned up and then coated with Cerakote, cured, inspected by our shipping manager who does immaculate quality control, almost to the point that it's overzealous, but we really appreciate the level of detail that they put into it for checking every slide. If there is the most minute issue, they disqualify it for regular sale. And it just keeps us on our toes, really does, and we really appreciate it from them. And after that, we box everything up and we send it out to the customer. And you can see a lot of how we do this on our YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, where we post videos and reels of the machine running, of us spraying Cerakote, slides coming out of the oven, and even being wrapped up. The next question is, why does your website say pre-order? And that's because technically all of our slides are made to order. Some of the more common colors that we know people like graphite black or tungsten, sniper gray, burnt bronze, or red habanero as of late, we usually have some extra in stock just because of how commonly they're ordered. But if you want something like, say, gold or green mamba or sig pink, bright purple, hunter orange, we might not always have those directly in stock, and that's why the website says pre-order. But we're pretty quick about getting them milled and then getting them coated, QC'd, and shipped out. On our website, we list about 1 to 2 weeks, but the average is about a week during business days. And admittedly, this plays a bit of hell on our eBay stores because unfortunately a lot of people just assume we have piles and piles of them just sitting on a shelf, and they're made to order. We don't just have a vast stock sitting there. Which brings into the next question of, I've seen your slides posted on eBay. Is that legitimate? And yes, we do have an eBay store, and there have also been some people who have purchased our slides and then modified them in some way and are reselling them. So for example, I know of one person who decided to polish the slides, remove the Cerakote coating, and then did a polish on them. And I've seen another one where they anodized it. Another few people bought our stripped slides, because we sell stripped and completes. Bought some of our stripped slides and then turned them into completes for resale. If you ever have a question about which eBay account is ours or legitimate, you can always reach out to us on our website. We prefer doing a lot of our business through our website, but we understand that people like eBay, they trust eBay, they've been using eBay for years. So if you ever have any questions, just feel free to message us and reach out. eBay is not big on external communication, so if you ask us about our website on eBay, we're probably not going to directly link you there. But just know that we do have a website, and you can reach out to us through it, or you can reach out to us through any of our social media platforms, and we'll get back to you. This one pops up because of Google. Where are you located? Well, we're located in Arizona. We used to be in Florida temporarily before we moved. We're from Arizona. We went to Florida temporarily, and then we moved back to Arizona. And unfortunately, we're having issues for quite some time now with Google getting them to recognize that we're in Arizona, despite everything that we show them and tell them, like, hey, no, we're here, this is our address, here's our LLC, we're registered in Arizona. They keep our Florida address on Google for some reason, and we're struggling with them to get it removed. Do you have a physical store? No, we do not. We do have a physical machine shop, and we have an online retail store. However, there are some stores that carry our products in their store. So some are like The Hub in Arizona, which is in Tucson, Mesa, and Lakeside. And the other is a Serious Arms Company, which is in Prescott. And they carry some of our slides in their shops. So if you happen to be in Arizona and you are in Tucson, Mesa, Lakeside, or Prescott, you can go locally and get our slides there. If not, you can always order it through our website and we can ship it to you. Which rolls into the next question, are you an FFL dealer? No, we are not. We only make slides and we source parts kits. We might do something with that in the future. I'm not promising anything. It's something we've considered, but right now it's slides only and parts kits, which we can ship to all 50 states and some of the territories. There is nothing illegal about buying them. You can own them. We do recommend you check your local state laws, because in some states it is unlawful to build an unserialized firearm. So for those of you that remember Polymer 80, some states don't allow it. Others get around this by getting serialized frames like Palmetto State Armory or something like that. We're just sticking with an OEM Glock frame and then modifying it with one of our slides. Another question that gets asked really often is, can you do a custom optic cut for me? Technically we can, but we are not going to. It's something we might consider in the future as we continue to grow. It's just something that's unfortunately going to cost us and the customer too much money and time, because we would have to halt our regular operations where we're producing X number of slides a day, and we'd have to halt that to focus on one slide for one customer, and it would just be unfair to the customer because we'd have to upcharge them for how much potential money we just lost halting production of everything else. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to overcharge our customers. We try pretty hard to keep the prices fair. 2025, there is going to be a price increase, and it's something we've tried to avoid, but all of our vendor prices are going up, steel's going up, and mills are going up, and it's just something we can't avoid any longer. And so on top of that, charging the customer more to halt production is just not something we're interested in. There are other shops that will do that for them, but when it comes to our slides, all of them are optic ready. They're flat cut RMR. So we did that on purpose. That way people don't have to get our slides milled like they would have to with an OEM slide or some of the other manufacturers. We want our slides to come RMR ready. And that way that saves you money down the road, and it's easy for us. It's just part of the machining process. It takes more time with the machining, but it's just part of the process. You get a slide that's optic ready. You don't have to waste more money down the road. You're already good to go. And we include the RMR cover plate, which, unlike many who use plastic, we use aluminum. So you have a metal RMR cover plate for your slide. And that question also rolls into, can you do custom Cerakote work? And it's something we've considered. We know there is opportunity there, but again, it's also halting the other work we're doing to do custom Cerakote work. We would like to do things like maybe camo. We have done blends and fades with the Cerakote, which some of the customers have really enjoyed. Most recently, people saw that with our Viper Liberty model, where it was a mix of red and blue on each half with white specks across it. And we sold probably a whole batch of those. I think we have one left in the shop, and we might have just sold it last week. I'd have to check, but it was an interesting order for 4th of July, and we've had a few others where people kind of wanted to do some sports team type colors. They did custom orders. We've moved away from that a bit, as we're kind of looking into potentially getting into gun candy and camo. But as it stands, it's the same answer as with the optic. We don't want to halt production to do a one-off and then charge you more because we're halting production. Oh, yeah, the eternal question. When Glock insert model? So right now, we only make models for the Glock 19 Generation 1 through 5. Apologies, Generation 1 through 3, not 1 through 5. We'll be hopefully doing Generation 5 sometime in the future as part of our plan. But Generation 1 through 3. And we do have a prototype of the Generation 1 through 3 Glock 17 model that we are working on. But at this time, 5 different models of the Gen 1 through 3 Glock 19, 1 incoming model of the Gen 1 through 3 Glock 17. We do have plans to potentially do the Glock 26 and the Glock 43. We wouldn't mind stepping into SIG and possibly M&P down the road. As for how long it's going to be until then, I can't say. Everything depends on the market. If sales are up, we can start looking into other things. If vendors and distributors are interested, we can start looking into other things. Realistically, though, the one guy who just wants the one-off Ruger slide or the Smith & Wesson slide, hey, when are you going to do this? Or when this, when that? It's just not realistic for us, unfortunately. We would like to do more Glock and maybe some SIG and maybe a little bit of M&P in the future. But we're on our we've just hit our 2nd anniversary. We're working on our 3rd year and steady growth. We're not a huge manufacturer like Palmetto State Armory or Glock or Smith & Wesson. But we do pride ourselves in making a quality product out of good steel. And we do plan to do more in the future. It's just going to be steady growth over a period of time. And I wish I could give you a date on when some of that would be, but I don't want to promise you something and then it kind of falls through because we got busy with another project or we got busy selling what we're currently selling. But there are plans for it in the future. Next question is, are you a veteran-owned business? And if so, where did you serve? Yes, we are. The owner of the business served in the Army. There are multiple employees who also served in the military, in the Army, in the Marine Corps, and we have a shop volunteer that comes in once in a while who was in the Navy. We have a few Blue Star family members that come in who work in the shop. And actually, last year, I think it was August or September timeframe, we did receive an award from the Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve, ESGR, from the Office of the Secretary of Defense, listing us as a patriotic employer. I believe that was for, what did they say it was? Contributing to national security and protecting liberty and freedom by supporting employee participation in America's National Guard and Reserve Force. I got that. We got that on the wall here. But essentially, they gave that to us. We were recommended by our employees who were serving in the National Guard and Reserves at the time. And we like hiring veterans. Us being veterans ourselves, it's easy to work with. But that's also not all of our employees. We also have civilian employees with varying backgrounds, varying lifestyles. It's more of if you can do the job. Can you work in a machine shop where it smells like chemicals and it's very loud, and can you do the work? Whether you're military or civilian, that doesn't matter. It's just more, can you do the work, and can you work with us, and can you maintain a high quality standard with our product? That said, we really do appreciate receiving that award. It was definitely unexpected. We did not know that was going to happen when it was presented to us. So we're definitely very proud to have received it. Following that one, do you offer military discounts? Yes, we do. We offer a military discount and first responder discount, as well as several others. So just message us if you're interested, or if you're a veteran yourself, or military service member yourself, or firefighter, EMT, what have you. Feel free to reach out to us. We do offer a discount. Occasionally you'll see us post about them, so you might be able to look through our old posts, but if you just have a question about it, feel free to message us. Another one asked is, I've seen your slides on other places. Is that legit? Probably. We are a manufacturer, and we do sell our slides to gun shops, vendors, and distributors, as well as the individual sales that we do on our online store and eBay and over at Native Gun. But that said, use your best judgment. A while back, there was multiple scam websites that were based out of Russia, Belarus, and a couple other places, where they were saying they were selling our products at a third of the price. And while that might sound, interesting, intriguing, and like a great deal, just use your best judgment, because those were all scams. We used to talk about it on Reddit and Facebook, and it wasn't just us. It was a few of our competitors as well. Their products were being listed on there. Zev, Safiri, Brownells, Grey Ghost Precision, multiple other competitors who also make gun slides were listed on these sites with all of their products at a third of the cost. And none of us had approved that. None of us had spoken with any of these websites. Not any of these businesses agreed to their product being posted there for those prices. And so it's just a case of, if it looks too good to be true, it is. We're an American-based company. Our products are made in America, in Arizona specifically. Our parts are American, our machines American, our tools are American, our steel is American. Why would our product be sold on a Russian website? So just use your head. And if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Another question is, what are your plans for 2025? There's quite a few. We've got a few new deals that I can't go into right now with vendors and distributors. They're very exciting. We are trying our best to get to SHOT Show this month. And we hope we can get there, and we won't exactly have our own booth, but we'll be set up alongside another vendor, and love to do some meet and greet. If we do, we'll be reaching out on social media to a few people we've collaborated with, and a few other businesses we've spoken with, just so maybe we can all do a meet and greet and link up. Hoping to bring some slides there to show off if it all works out. If not, well, maybe 2026 we can get there. We've been invited along since we started. Well, not quite since we started, because we were founded January of 2023. So 2024 we were invited along, and we just weren't able to make it. We were really busy that month. And this year we're hoping, and if not, definitely going to try for next year. We've also tried to get with some of the local gun shows in Arizona. Our schedule just has not lined up very well with that. There's always a lot of work to do in the shop, whether it's more machining, programming, painting, shipping, and good problems to have. Good problems we're very happy to have. Following that is, who all have you collaborated with? And that's well, it's not a huge list, but a little long here. Let's see. Wick Actual, who works with Johnny Glock, and does some of his own stuff with knives, and he just has a cool shop. You should check him out. Jack of all trades, is a gun tuber, veteran like us. Does a lot of interesting stuff with guns, reviews products, holsters, firearms, things like that. check him out. The Gun Guys with a Z at the end. They do some custom builds. We've worked with them a couple times. They recently did a charity raffle involving a patient with cancer, and we were very happy to provide for that. NDG Training, they do firearms training and instruction. We did a slide for one of their raffles. Got Gamage, he does quite a few gun reviews, gun tuber as well. Did a great review on our SM19 Flash Space Worn slide. Actually, I guess loop back to Wick Actual. He has a few of our original Flash models back from when our shop was in Florida. Jack of All Trades has our Desert Sand SM19 Flash in Battle Worn, I believe it was, back when we were doing Battle Worn slides. The Gun Guys with a Z, they have our SM19 Flash in Periwinkle, and I believe the giveaway was the SM19 Hellet in Green Mamba, which they did a great job on that build. It looks amazing. NDG Training, it was an SM19 Zoom in NRA Blue. Got Gamage, as I said, was the Space Worn Flash. T Glizzy, he actually bought one of our slides. It was an SM19 Flash in Tungsten Cerakote. And then we ended up sending him a Viper and a Leonidas to review. Jack of All Trades, we also did for that same charity raffle donation. We sent him an SM19 Leonidas in Graphite Black, and that was just a great cause. Very happy to participate with it. Melly 556 NATO, we sent him an SM19 Leonidas in Space Worn. He'd shown that on his channel with a concealed carry bag. That was pretty cool. Really liked seeing that. The Gun Guy, not to be confused with the Gun Guys, picked up one of our SM19 Leonidas in Sig Pink, and that is designed for the Generation 1 through 3 Glock 19, but he was able to put it on a Gen 5 Glock 45, which was pretty awesome to see. And Glock is, essentially the Lego of guns. You can plug and play and add parts and remove parts, and there's all kinds of stuff you can do with it. And if you go out and talk with, the build communities, you can learn a lot about what can be modified and what parts kits can be changed out. And, that's really what the whole interest is, from the 80% community to what it is now, where people can just truly create their own personalized pistol. And we're glad to be a part of people's decision on how they want their personal custom sidearm to be. Whether it's something they choose to carry or whether it's just something they take to the range, we're happy to provide for that. We did do one for Poppy the Gun Guy, where we did an SM19 Viper in burnt bronze, and we also did one for Magazine Magic, one of our SM19 Hellets in gold. And we are pending one for DLD After Dark. Once he hits his 5,000 followers, we're going to do something with him. And we don't approve all collaboration requests. Sometimes it's because we're busy working on other things, and schedules just can't work up. Sometimes it's just a feel. Some people reach out and we're not getting a good vibe, and some people reach out and we're getting a great vibe. And we check out their channel and they check out our channel, and it's something we can work with and do. Like Got Gamage did an amazing review on our SM19 Flash and Space Worn. Great video where he did comparisons. He did the poundage on the guide rod and recoil spring, and that was pretty cool to see. Poppy the Gun Guy did a cool range video where he put on an optic, and that was pretty awesome. And it's always different. You never know what a collaborator is going to quite do. I mean, there's always some guidelines you set, like, hey, video length and how many videos, and hey, what are you going to do? But just how they express that and what they do is always so interesting to see, and just how their build turns out is always so interesting. And if you want to collaborate with us, if you want to do a custom build and do something for your social media content, That's something we might be interested in. Feel free to reach out to us, hit us up on our website, and we might approve it. So reach out and see what happens. Another thing we're doing, and we reached out to several of our collaborators with this, is if your slide is damaged, not one of ours. If one of ours, if something happens, definitely reach out to us because we want to know how that happened and what you did. But if you got something from someone else, for example, someone got a rock slide a while back for their Glock 19, and they ended up sending it to us after we had had a good long conversation. Basically, they went to the range and the slide cracked. And so we said, hey, send it to us and we'll send you one of ours, get you back to the range. And we ended up sending them one of our SM19 Leonidas slides. And we just went through doing an eval because we kind of wanted to understand, like, how did this happen? Is this something, that's a potential problem for us? And it's not. We did a good evaluation on that, and it's not an issue. And it's something we might do again. If you have a slide that was damaged at the range and something that's just wrong with it, reach out to us. Did your slide crack? Did it break? What happened? Where did you get it from? What steel is it made from? What were you doing when it happened? And we might consider doing a replacement. You send it to us and tell us your story, and we might send you one of ours free of charge, minus the cost of you shipping the busted slide to us. And it's something we've done a couple times. I'm not going to say we're going to do this for 1,000 people. We wouldn't make any money then, would we? Great way to go out of business. But just to get people back to the range, because that's what it's all about. 2A every day, getting people back at the range, training, shooting, learning. And if we can help out a bit with the community in that regard, that's something we're interested in doing. So if you have a busted slide, hey, reach out to us. Granted, it might not be the same model you're looking for. Maybe you have a Glock 26 or maybe you have a 43, but we can trade you a 19 and help you out. That's something, we're definitely interested in doing that, helping a few shooters out who've had an unfortunate experience, and get them with one of our slides and see how they like it. And that goes for anyone who's made a build with one of our slides. If you reach out to us, tell us how it did. Tell us about your build. Send us photos. Send us range videos. Reach out to us on YouTube and Instagram, and let us know what happened, how much you liked it, because we love hearing about that. Occasionally we get some horror stories, because there's a whole new wave of gun owners coming up now, and a whole new wave of builders, and we're so happy that sometimes we have been their first experience in building, and they have questions, and we try to answer what we can. And a lot of it is do it yourself, figure it out for yourself, DIY building, and there's an importance to that. But we're also happy to try and nudge people in the right direction. And like I said, sometimes there's horror stories, like someone put a ported barrel in a non-ported slide, and well, we're happy to say our slide took it like a champ. The rest of their build did not. And that slide is still running on another build, and just something one of our customers shared with us, that, hey, this is a dumb mistake we made. And we're like, hey, that happens. I'm glad you learned from it, glad you're safe. And also glad that our slide is still running like a champ. And he gave us permission to talk about that, so it's, if you share us a horror story, we're not going to just go out and talk about it. We definitely want to share everything good you're talking about, like your good experiences, how great your build is. And we just love hearing about that, love knowing that you love the product. No, we got another question on, do you plan on making your own barrels? No, not right now. Probably not even necessarily in the future. Mostly we're just focused on slides and the kits. I can't say it's completely out of the possibility, but I just don't see us doing it anytime soon, if at all. We do complete builds now for our slides, and you can see that on our website and on our eBay page. We're slowly introducing all the colors. If there's a color you specifically want, reach out to us and we can make that happen, even if it's not listed. Like, say you go on there and you see our burnt bronze, but you were really looking for, sniper gray or hunter orange, and that one wasn't listed for our completes, just reach out to us. We'll work with you on it. But as for doing barrels themselves, probably not, no. Last question is, what do you want to say to the gun community or the build community, or both as a whole? Okay. Support each other. That's the big message right there. Support each other. Support your local businesses. Support gun ranges. Support shooting clubs and organizations. And support each other. And most importantly, support new incoming shooters who don't know what they're doing, who are looking for some guidance. There are a lot of FUDs out there. There are a lot of people who know it all, who their way is the right way, and anyone else who doesn't know what they already know is just a big idiot. We all started knowing nothing, all of us. So be that pillar, help guide new people into it. There's always more to learn. None of us knows it all. As arrogant as some people are and can be about this, the real truth of the matter is none of us know it all. So if you can help push these new shooters coming in, these new builders in the right direction, do it. We already have enough opponents in this industry as it is. Whether it's anti-2A organizations, politicians, government organizations who do not want you building your own firearms, do not want you having your own firearms. We already have all these opponents. Why are we fighting our own community? So just support each other. Support the new guys coming in. Help each other out. Share information. Probably one of the best things I saw was on the Reddit Polymer 80 community, before we stopped being a part of Reddit, was they had a blacklist of bad businesses, of bad accounts, people who were just sharing bad information, outright lying, or just doing shady business practices. And we appreciated that. And we've seen some of that on Facebook groups as well, where they share information and they out scammers. And it's a great thing to see that people are coming together to share this information and help each other in all these various 2A communities, because there's a plethora of people who don't help, who just want to be part of the problem. And everything is their way, and only they are right 100% of the time. And if you don't listen to them, then you're stupid and you shouldn't own a gun, and etc., etc. And for those of you that are coming into this, if you get that type of reaction from people that just aren't interested, keep going. Keep pushing. Ignore them and keep studying, keep going to the range, keep learning. You will find those people, you will find those groups that are all about sharing and teaching and learning about the Second Amendment and how to build your own and how to be a better marksman. You will find those groups. And to all of you listening, all of you who have followed us and supported us over the last 2 years, year 3, here we come.